creativity. We get free, be me, work it effortlessly. Do what you love and then allow the prosperity. You got this. Make good, make it your own. You know you got the power in your mind, heart, body, and soul to grow dreams, grow faith, grow you. Create authentically in the garden of good. Live, and love. In a God gonna dig big and trust. In the God gonna create, elevate, celebrate, and love. To the garden. Hey. Can you feel the love tonight? Can you feel it raining down on you in the Garden of Good? Beautiful, beautiful gardeners of good. We gather again. Good evening. I have a cup of coffee. It's probably too late to have coffee, but I have had one of those days where I am just low energy, exhausted. But I still planned and have some wonderful things for us to do. But I just wanted to say welcome to the Garden of Good, which is my home. I'm Amy Steinberg. I'm Reverend Amy Steinberg, which is crazy. I'm Reverend Amy Steinberg, and I live in Asheville, North Carolina, if you happen to be stumbling upon this video. But to those who are here who have been with me since this whole year began, wow, what an exciting time to be with you as we kind of get to the end of this year, this entire year of creativity and expression and connection and making friends and sort of learning about each other and making good in the world, making these little ripples of good that I believe affect the world greatly, greatly. This week is expression. We are getting so close to the end of this book. It's so weird, but it doesn't matter. The book has just been kind of a slight little guide. But I don't know, I'm just really, really grateful for this journey and this book. And what we've basically been doing is we've had 4 quarters. This is the little reminder that I always give. And we're in that soul quarter at the end of the year. And we've been picking roots and fruits. That was much more successful for me in the beginning of the year. But what I'm learning is that, or when I look in retrospect, it's because those first roots were so powerful and they were so tremendous and they created so much fruit that I could not plant anything else. Like I've just been tending to those first fruits, which is basically the dollhouse and what the dollhouse brought for me. So it's been a wild year, and we always like to remember that kindness is first. So being gentle with ourselves wherever we're at tonight. If we're tired, if we're creative, if we're not, if we're feeling low, if we're feeling high, we're just here for each other. Just open to whatever comes up tonight. I do have some pretty cool things for us to do tonight. Kind of deep. Maybe if they feel kind of deep tonight. So strap in, get ready to, explore, become vulnerable, enjoy yourself. And of course, the camera's always optional, and it is confidential. I've been having so much fun with my creative expression with my little houses, which these were inspired because these are packing. This is like a corner thing that comes with a packaging. And I was like, that is just like a roof. So then I went and I found children's books that have that hard paper, that really hard paper, cut it up, spray painted them, made these little houses. I've sold a few of them. I can't even believe it. Look, here's another one. They're so freaking cute. Oh my God, with these affirmations on them. The love of all is in my soul. It's like these little soul houses. Again, another fruit from my dollhouse, because houses have been on my mind, right? So I see you shaking your heads. Yes. And I love that. I love that you're with me. And you know that my expression is always quirky and all over the place, but I get these bursts. I get bursts and I'm traveling and then I just get tired. So I just want to count the blessings today. We know this song, and I invite you to sing it out. You know what I mean? I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Sing it with me. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. Yeah, I am so blessed. Now I'm going to invite you to put in the comments something that you feel you are grateful for. And when Karen wrote this, when she wrote for all that I have, I don't think it's stuff. It's everything, my life. I'm grateful for all that I have. My husband, my daughter Haley, my life. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. My family. I am so grateful for all that I have. My kitty. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. Peace. My family. My pup. My family. The unconditional love of animals. My peace. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. My home. I am so grateful. Gog. Did you both put G-O-G at the same time? I love that. I'm so blessed. You can't make that up. So blessed. Oh, wow. I was really off pitch there. Grateful for vocal lessons. Hot tea, pizza, my sons, each of you. All right, was so glad that you're here for a moment, Kaz. All right, let's sing together one more time. I am so blessed. See, being here, I get energy. I am so blessed. Is it the coffee? I am so grateful. We love you, Kaz, for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. Yeah. So blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. So grateful, yeah. I am so blessed. We'll see you soon, Kaz. Breathing deeply together. Breathing in. Sighing it out. Ah. Breathing in. Sighing it out. Ah. I wrote a little affirmation for us to say aloud together today. So I invite you to say it out loud in your space with me today. I recognize that I am one with the power of good. I claim my joy and stand in the true expression of my soul, which is my own. I honor myself today with grace. Yes, I felt that was important tonight to, as we talk about expression, to honor all of these times, these, because expression also, brings up the ideas of repression and depression and rest. Expression, rest is in there, right? So we're going to kind of share with each other before we go into our time. And the first thing I'm going to do is give you my update. That was supposed to be behind that. That's okay. I have been working on another Ministar jacket, which is this guy for Austin, Texas this weekend. This is a perfect example of, I have made a jacket for every show. Does that mean I have to continue making jackets for every show? It's hard not to, right? It's hard to stop 5 jackets in, to be like, I'm not going to make one for Austin though, especially Austin, right? Because Austin, if you've ever been there, is quirky and fun and wild and artsy. And I'm like, but I don't have the energy to like really sit and sew this really, it's a lot to sit at your sewing machine. So all of this is confession time, is hot glued. Now I will go back and I will sew a lot of it, but it was funny because I was having a conversation with artificial intelligence about this. I was like, oh man, I hot glued this. Is this taking a shortcut? And my beloved friend Chachi, I call her, or them, or it, the artificial intelligence, was like, absolutely not. You're being resourceful. You're being smart. You know, you're moving forward, and I think they're supposed to just cheerlead us. So it didn't say anything negative to me, but this is the back. Everything is thrifted, right? And I just love this like man on the cowboy and the cactus that stuck out to me at the thrift store saying, that's Austin, that's Texas, right? And of course, it's Music City. It's got the most music venues per capita of any city. So I had to include the skull with the headphones too, because it's very close to Mexico. So it's Day of the Dead, kind of that kind of energy. Anyway, so that's what I've been doing. I've been creating that, and I've been creating these little houses that I shared. And I've just been very, very creative. So that is me. And now it's time for you to share. I feel like expression is like jazz hands and like expressed and loud and noisy. And I don't feel like that today. And I was like, okay, well, what happens when someone like me who is fully expressed, right, is tired? And what do we do with that? How could the garden make good of being, tired? And I thought, well, it really is so wintry here. I don't know where you're at. There's so many people from all over, but it's very wintry where we are. It's cold. It's rainy. It's snowing right now. There's a hibernation vibration in the air. This urge to sort of hunker down, cuddle up, go within. So I said, you know what? Maybe I am prepping for the next expression. So I thought that we would draw a bare tree, will be our first doodle, and then we will draw a little figure sort of in that fetus position. You might have seen it, a piece of art of that before. Fetal position, not fetus position. So, but what we can do is start with a light color, okay? We're going to start with a light color. And you're going to make your ground. Now, you can do this with a color, or you can do this with just pen, or, it doesn't need to be colorful, right? But this is the ground of your being, okay? Your beingness. And this is the place where all of the good grows from. And there's like probably nothing that I love drawing more than a tree. And I often like to start with one big line like this. And it's basically like the bottom of the trunk and one of the limbs that's coming off the trunk, right? And that's how I generally will start a tree. And then I will go and do the other side with another limb, just like that, right? And then I will add from there all of the little branches that come off of those two main ones. And eventually we get to be sort of like this, right? And so what I want you to do while I give my little mini talk here is make your tree, if you start with a light color and you just keep adding branches. If you've looked at a tree lately, I was recently on a walk and I was really looking at the tree. It really is amazing how many tiny little branches come off at the end there, right? Tiny, tiny branches. And what's cool is that if you take a darker color and you go over that lighter color, it just adds so much dimension. And you can, you don't have to, it doesn't have to be perfect. This is about feeling, about energy. This is what's growing out of your ground. This is your expression, right? And right now it's empty. It's winter, right? So it's time for the buds to kind of reform, regrow. And so what I want you to do is just layer your tree like this. And as you're doing it and you're listening to the talk, you're just thickening those branches. You're just making them even smaller and smaller at the end. And I will just give you this little teeny tiny talk. And then we'll go into, more about this tree and more about this ground and more about that little being underneath there.
And Amy, can you show yours again? Because you went like this, put it up, and by the time I looked up, it was not. Thank you.
So the original one is this.
Okay.
And maybe Crystalline will take a wait. Let me go back to the other.
It was too fast for me too, Lisa.
I'm sorry, honey. I'm so sorry.
I'm getting it.
And
okay.
You don't have to do the being just yet because I can guide you through the being. But if you want to start to work on the little being down here, and you don't have to write anything just yet because we'll do a little bit of like a process with that. But for now, I just kind of want you to like meditate on the talk and meditate on the tree, on just the little branches, going slowly, adding those branches, being gentle with yourself. As I give you this teeny tiny little talk, which is basically the cosmic science of rest. This is just a tiny talk on hibernation, quantum renewal, and the power of rest, the power of the pause. There's something that as I was studying about rest today, I'm always interested to know how nature, how nature represents these things that I talk about when I talk about things like rest or expression. And I found this, and I know I've heard of it before, but there's this extraordinary phenomenon called torpor. Have you ever heard of torpor? It's a biological slowing down that many creatures go through during hibernation. It's when their heart rate drops, sometimes from hundreds of beats per minute down to just a few. It's crazy. Their metabolism sinks into a hum. And some species, like the Arctic ground squirrel, actually lower their body temperature below freezing to survive. Isn't that cool? They like kind of go into a little cryo chamber like of their own making. Certain reptiles slow their brainwave activity to almost nothing and then reawaken fully intact. Others, like bears, recycle their own waste into protein while they sleep, emerging stronger than before. It seems in nature that we see that stillness is sort of not really stillness, it's calibration, like quantum calibration. And I like to think of it like rest is a return to the quantum field. Like in quantum physics, everything is vibration, right? Everything is energy in motion, constantly fluctuating between being a particle, which is a thing, and a wave, which is a possibility. And creativity works the very same way. When we are on, like when I'm on performing or producing or shining my light, we're the particle. We're formed. We're visible. But then we go this season of rest. We retreat, go inward, slow down, and return to that wave state, return to pure potentiality. It's like hibernation is nature's version of going back to that unmanifest field so that when spring arrives, that an entirely new expression can emerge. So it's not really a collapse. It's more like coming into coherence. And Reverend Jeannie's here, and she's also in my why can't I think of the name of the class that we're taking? Advanced consciousness class. And one of the first things we talked about was the brain heart coherence. And that's what happens when we kind of rest. And it does seem sometimes, I don't know if it seems like that to you, but it seems like to me that the soul seems to do its best work underneath the surface, like during hibernation, during meditation, during quietude. And I know for me, for years, I could not have any quietude. I had to have the TV going. I had to have noise. I see some head shaking. I know a lot of us who have been through recovery or been, with any kind of chaotic home that we grew up in, like need chaos all the time. Now it's like, I really need my quietude in the morning, right? I need it. So during hibernation, animals grow new neural pathways. Their brains heal. They damage tissues. Their hormones regulate. Their immune system reset. And none of this can be seen from the outside. And that is so much like our spiritual life. When you think about it, when you're just doing nothing, there's another part of you, the quantum part, that's quietly reorganizing itself. I know my partner wishes it was consciously reorganizing my art supplies, but that's another story. Your consciousness is knitting together new insights. Your nervous system is recalibrating. Your intuition is tuning into a new frequency. Your soul is composting the old version of you, just like the bear, just like the lizard or whoever that goes into these places of like, it's just crazy how nature gives us the clues, right? Nothing is wasted. Nothing is lost. Shut down. It's okay. Everything is preparation. Now, mystics, I've been really into this idea of being mystical, being into the mysticism, because the mystic, that word mystic, it's really about the mystery. And I feel like that's my faith is more in the mystery than in anything. Yes. Like I don't have any answers. I just know that there is a mysterious energy that that is the answers, or maybe is the question more than the answer. But the mystics call it the luminous dark, which is a place where the light is hidden but growing. Quantum physicists call it the ground state, which is the lowest energy point before the burst of creativity. In fact, ChatGPT, I asked ChatGPT today, I said, you've been following me now for months because I've been talking to ChatGPT since I started with the dollhouse stuff. Since I started with the garden, I've been talking to ChatGPT. And I said, do you see a cycle with me? Is there something that can you point out? Help me see myself. And ChatGPT said, before you travel, a few days before you travel, you have a low. You're recalibrating. You're getting yourself ready for travel again. You've just been working on this jacket. You've been working on these little houses. You need to go within, right? Humans, we call it burnout, confusion, comparison, feeling lost, but energetically, it's the soul preparing for its next expression. You are renewing in ways that you cannot see. Say that with me. I am renewing in ways that I cannot see. I am renewing in ways that I cannot see. And every time you allow yourself to rest, I allowed myself to rest. As you can see, I did not make a slideshow. I made one slide. Usually I have a whole slideshow. But I was like, you know what? They're going to be doodling. They're going to be drawing. It's okay. Give yourself a break, Amy. Rest. And I watched a couple episodes of a show instead. But every time you really allow your brain to shut off, you get to slip back into that field where ideas are born, where healing happens without efforting. I'm so done with effort. Where identity quietly reshapes itself. You are not falling behind. I feel this sometimes. I'm behind. No, I'm not. I'm not falling behind. I'm falling inward. And just like every creature who curls in these quiet months, you will rise with a pulse that is steadier, a vision that is clearer, and a voice that is unmistakably your own. And why I started us with that affirmation was owning your individuation. Your individuation is so specific. I often think about the odds of you having the personality that you have, the nose, the eyes, the body, the person, everything. It is so incredible. It is astronomical. You to be you. So to me, you're completely perfect. You're exact. You're exactly where you need to be, who you need to be. And the universe doesn't rush. The universe doesn't rush winter, and the universe will not rush you. And so it is. I don't remember what the affirmation was. Let me see if I can find it in the talk. so I can tell it again. I don't remember what I said. Oh, I am renewing in ways I cannot see. I think that was it. I am renewing in ways I cannot see, right? So let me see. Well, actually, let's move on to create our little being. If you haven't created your being, I started my little being. You can start with a light color so you have somewhere to go, somewhere to fill in. You could start your being just with a head. With a head. That's it. And if you want today, you could make your head the color of what you're feeling. In other words, if you're feeling dark, your head could be dark. If you're feeling light, your head could be light. Whatever it is. I picked green because I'm feeling very from my heart. The heart chakra is green. And then the next thing I did when I made my little being was I made my little body. I made a little roly-poly body because I'm feeling very roly-poly body lately. I've been eating sugar. I've got a little roly-poly body. See, I'm just making a little head and a little body. That's it. And then what I did was I took a darker color, and right on top of that, I made the two legs. Just like that. They're like curled up. And two little arms. And again, you do not have to be Picasso here. Or some other kind of artist that would actually draw it like that it would be real. But if you want, I can put that other picture up. Because that's a cute little being. You could try to copy that little being. And it's like in a little hole in the ground, right? I like that there's little flowers around that being. You can add some little flowers around you that are growing in this time of rest as you wait for your next great expression. And maybe you're hugging yourself in your little fetal position. And then I added a little, at the bottom I wrote, I am safe to become. That was what I felt drawn to write there. I am safe to become. You might have another affirmation or something that you want to write there. Because it could be, I'm safe to hibernate. I'm safe to rest. I am trusting the universe. Whatever it is, think of something there that you can say that can represent allowing yourself to go underground for a minute, allowing yourself to rest. What is that? What could that phrase be? You guys can unmute and share some. Maybe it'll help each other if you can share some different ideas about that.
I am safe in my nose.
I am
Like
safe.
saying no.
Say it again.
Like saying no, not my nose.
With my knowing.
I am safe. No, like saying no instead of saying yes.
Oh, I'm safe in my nose, like saying no. N-O-S.
Yes,
yes.
I am safe. Yeah.
Yes, I see what you're saying. Like
after I said
you
it,
don't want to go out when all your
nose.
friends are asking you out now, like I'm safe to say no. I'm safe to say no, maybe. Anybody else? I'm going to say I allow change, because that's the other thing, is that this is a time of change. The seasons change, goals change, times change, we change. Anybody else have something? You can give your little creature hair if you want.
Oh, I accept change.
I accept change. I love that.
I am safe to reflect.
Ooh, I love that. I'm going to write that one on. And you guys can write them on your thing too. I am safe to reflect. I love that word reflect also has multiple meanings, right? Like reflect is like reflection, but it's also like going within. reflecting off yourself almost.
I am safe to nest.
I am safe to nest.
I trust divine timing.
Oh, that's so good. I trust. I'm adding that one too. I trust divine timing.
I am safe in the unknowing.
I am safe in
I
the
like that.
unknowing. Yes, that's so good.
I am allowing myself to be.
I love that.
What I do is enough.
Oh, so good.
What I am is enough.
Oh, that's so good. I'm just writing the word enough.
Mhm.
That's so good. Because I know that that happened to me today. I slipped and fell into a well, I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I'll talk about that more in a minute. Because I'm getting you all comfortable here with, oh, we're resting, we're chill, everything's chill, I'm enough, I'm safe, but now I'm about to go somewhere deep with you guys. By the way, this is where my new one is. I always make 2 with you guys. Here, I'll put on the I have
Hey,
a little
Amy.
alien. You know, it's so funny because Lisa texted me. She said, you know, I'm not going to have very much art stuff. So just so you know, like I won't be like arting too hard, but I'm glad I'll be there. And I said, well, I'm really tired. So it's probably going to be low vibe tonight. Right. Like the minute, and she said, oh, once you get in there, your energy will just, and it's true. It's like being here, facilitating creativity does this to me. Does this. My partner just thanks God for this, by the way. Because it's true. Like I'll just come right, and that's why I'm not giving it up, by the way. I know I said I was just doing 1 year, but we're just gonna continue on. Just like normal. Every Tuesday at 8. The end. Okay. So all right. Next thing is kind of I'm gonna share with you what this life coach did with me because it has stuck, you guys. This has stuck. It was such a simple exercise. But it's stuck with me. And the idea is take a pen and you're going to write, I am a, and then a blank. Here, I'm going to show you, to blank. I am a blank, here to blank. And this is a very, very simple mission statement. Okay. Now, I have been one of these people that's like struggled with this idea of purpose and mission and clarity and this how he described for me to do this was not using anything literal for the I am. So in other words, using a metaphor. So instead of saying like I am a singer-songwriter, minister, saying I am a light, a brilliant light in the world. Whatever, using an image. I am a what I'll show you what I what I did today when I was doing it was I said, I am a beacon of joy. I am here to create ripples of goodness with art, music, and ministry. I am a beacon of joy. I'm here to create ripples of goodness with art, music, and ministry. And that clarity, because what he was coaching me with. So let me just give you a minute to think about yours before I go into my story. So take a moment. I am a here to. And he also told me that I could change it. I could, and that one that I wrote this morning is different than the one I'm writing right now. You can change it. It's not static. It's just you get clearer and clearer. He said, I have a couple. He said, I have a couple things that I really identify with. Like for him, he's an actor. So his whole thing was about bringing laughter. He's very, very funny. He's a comedian. And so he said laughter is usually in his. For me, music is who I am. I've been doing music a long time. It does feel very much like my purpose, right? And then after you kind of write it in there, I want you to doodle around it, which is kind of what I did with that other one. But I just wrote a brand new one. I am a funnel of God's light, here to shine and help others shine. I just picked a new one. Again, just finding these purpose statements, these creative ways to describe what we're here to do. And I'll tell you why. He said to me, what do you want? What do you want from this session? He gave me one session. Now, these kinds of guys who do this, they charge, $150, $200 an hour, right? And I'm like, man, I want to get something good. If I'm going to get 1 hour, I'm going to get something good. I said, I want confidence, because I was about to do this show in New York. I think I told this story last week, but I was about to do the show in New York to 15 people. Maybe there were another 15 or 20 watching, so maybe 30 total. But I knew I was going to be in a big room with a small crowd, and I knew that it was going to be, my ego was going to be tested of like, am I enough? Am I good enough? All that. And I said, I want to be confident. And he said, okay, well, let's get this purpose statement. And once I had that, I knew that's what I was there to do, right? Was that purpose. Once you know what you're doing, it doesn't matter how many people are there or ticket sales or none of that fucking shit matters. It just doesn't matter because I'm on purpose. Does that make sense to everybody? So, looking at your life, the next question that I have for you is, what stops you from your purpose? What are 3 things? And I'm going to tell you what mine are. Number 1, comparing. Oh my God, that is my downfall. I compare my light to other people's light, thinking I should have more followers or more fans or more, I should have awards or I don't know, some shit. Other creators are younger, more popular, whatever. Number 2, fear. I get afraid. I'm too late. It's not enough. I'm not enough. There's not enough. And then the third is that I'm just burning out. I burn myself out. I go too hard. I do too much and I don't know how to rest. So those are my 3 things. So I want you to think of 3 things that stop you from this. And take a moment to write those.
It's alive. And so that's actually a 3-dimensional object and a 2-dimensional object. It's actually multidimensional. So everything I create, depending on your perspective and you relax your vision, certain parts come forward or go backwards. And I actually have meditations that go with each one.
To go to the affirmation card, take a moment. If you have your affirmation cards or your thing to draw on, I put my expressive nature is cyclical because my little AI friend Chachi helped me to recognize really, and I knew this before Chachi told me this, but that it's normal for me to kind of go within or get quiet or be a little even depressed, like before I'm about to go on a trip or after I've just been on a trip. I mean, New York really gave me so much this last trip, so much information. My friend said to me, "How was New York? How did you do?" Oh, wait, let me. It's a lot of stuff. We've been doing a lot of stuff. And it's just cool to see it all together. That's kind of the purpose of that. The affirmation cards is to kind of see those little baby steps, and this is what I've learned that Ministar is about. This show that I've written is about the small things matter. The small things matter. Every little piece of art we've done, every little vibration we've sent out, every little song we've sung, every little time you've come to the garden. Honestly, also I'll use this as a way to get into this. Every little dollar you've given me has kept me on the path of doing this. And honestly, there's times where I'm like, I don't know, am I going to get a job at Walgreens? Like, I'm not sure. And then it was really cool because I finally sat down, because during the end of the year, I start to look at my finances. I start to look at the year as a whole, and I start to take stock. Like, is this working? Like, can I be a working artist, minister, creatrix? Like, is it possible? And this year again, I made enough to live my life, right? Am I a billionaire? No, but I don't, somebody posted something about being a billionaire today, and I was like, why? Like, that's not even in my, like, I don't have that desire for like filthy richness. It's not in me. I have a desire to pay my bills and eat whatever I want to eat and feel secure. You know what I mean? So I'm just grateful. I'm just grateful for every bit of energy. Like getting this card today is like, has value. In fact, you said that in the card. I'll read that because that felt really powerful. She said, "I see and acknowledge your heart underneath the glitter, and you are valid, valued, and cherished." And like, that is valuable, right? Me feeling worthy of being a creator. So I'm just grateful. I can't tell you how much I'm grateful. Root. And it's like my garden of good, and I don't have a root. So yeah, honestly, my root has just been like to keep watering the other roots, which I'm telling you, the one that really gave me the most
Sounds like
this year.
nurturance. Nurturance is your root.
Yes, nurturance, yes. And peace was that first root that just, I've gained so much peace this year doing the Garden of Good. Okay, so home play. I thought it would be cool if if you speak your purpose statement daily, if you put it up somewhere and you just say it out loud. I am a beacon of light. I am a vessel for love. I am all these different things that we've said once a day this week. That's your home play. And then practice allowing your personal expression without judgment. So in other words, when you're doodling, when you're creating, and it doesn't have to be actually creating, when you're doing anything, creating your life, your personal expression, what happens this week if you just allow a little less judgment? I saw a couple of you put judgment on your blocks, right? Judgment, self-judgment, comparing is a form of judgment. And I'm going to do that too.
With a heart full of thanks, I bless every moment of the Garden of Good tonight. I bless our wonderful teacher, Amy. I bless each question, each idea that came forth. I bless each participant here this evening, every word written, every idea that has come forth, every moment. It is all love. Love, it is all spirit shining through each of us. And I know that we go forth uplifted and enriched in new ways. All for good, for expressing who we are in new and wonderful ways. I am so grateful. I am so grateful for the garden and for each moment and each person. With a heart full of thanks, knowing that we are each shining in new and wonderful ways, I affirm and say, and so it is.
Oh, and so it is.
So it
Thank you for
is.
that
Thank you.
gorgeous, gorgeous prayer, blessing all of us. I would be remiss to not say, is that how you say it? I would be remiss. I don't know if I'm saying it right, but I'm in Austin, Texas this Saturday and this Sunday. I'm at the Unity Church of Austin doing Ministar on Saturday night. And then on Sunday, I'm giving music and message. And on Sunday afternoon, I'm giving a play shop. So if you know anybody in Austin, send them out to Ministar. And it's going to be a PG-13 version where we're not going to be using the F-bomb. So we'll see if that's as effective. I think it'll be fine. I love you. Have a fantastic week. I look forward to seeing you next week. Live your I am. Know that you're blessed. You're wonderful. You're amazing. There will be a brief hangout afterwards because I have Chinese food waiting for me.
Ah.
I love you. You're amazing. Allow yourself to rest. Here we go. Play, pray, slay. In the dark, gonna make good today. In the dark, gonna create, elevate, celebrate, and love. I'm Amy from the GOG, Garden of Good Creativity. We get free, be me, work it effortlessly. Do what you love and then allow the prosperity. You got this. Make good, make it your own. You know you got the power in your mind, heart, body, and soul to grow dreams, grow faith, grow you. Create authentically in the Garden of Good. Live, and love. In a garden of good, big and trust. In the Garden of Good.